We are clear to send our next drivers. This is Cameron Jones leading Drake Phillips. Cameron Jones with a little bit of an incident last night, had to pull out his frame rail with his buddy's truck. So he is out here. I'm sure he has something to prove. And that 3UZ swapped IS300 is going to be doing everything it can to run away from that big manual swap Charger of Drake Phillips. Cameron doing a decent job coming through here fluidly, but not really in that outer zone where we would like him to be. He has been struggling with a little bit of being down on power or potentially too much grip, but Drake doing a good job at driving forward. Oh, left foot brakes at the wrong moment. Unfortunately, has a little bit of an understeer situation just past the trailer here. That was a scary one, but lucky to avoid the hit is Cameron. Both of them making it through the end of the course. We'll be swapping them out and going again in the inverse here. Alrighty, we are going to be running the inverse of that battle as Cameron pulls up into the chase position. Drake Phillips in that 6th Gen Mafia Charger. I think it's 6th Gen Mafia. I don't know. I can't read too well. But Drake's a good kid, man. He's out here at pretty much every event, both PPR and Drift Colorado, honing his skills. That car's come a long way as well. Used to be an automatic car that he was driving out here. Now has that manual swap. He's getting control of that big, heavy car, and that's not something you see too commonly in Drift. But Cameron's car, also an uncommon vehicle with that UZ swap in the IS300. We have an IS300 enthusiast in the judges booth, so I'm sure that that he's going to have something to say after this run about that vehicle. Drake doing a good job on that outer, maintaining a smooth line. Cameron behind him, just kind of putting around, knows what he needs to do, knows that there was a big mistake in the chase last time, so he is going to be diving in on that last corner and actually making it count in the chase, making sure his presence is felt. That's something we like to see. And I apologize. I got a dirty look for calling Zach Stemmis here an IS300 enjoyer. Definitely an IS300 owner previously. Now going to be driving an FRS NRA class representing Proform. If you guys do need any of your suspension and alignment stuff dialed in, we have got a winner. We have Cameron with the win on that battle. Unfortunately, Drake's mistake in that chase proving just a little bit too much. And even though he may have had a better lead run in that second position, the judges did deliberate and decide that it was a 0 in that chase for Drake. So Cameron moving on to our top 16. Here we go, Cameron Jones versus Justin Bishop here. Justin, a driver we have not seen yet. Looks like he is in a Corvette as well, smoking off the start line. Cameron Jones gives him the slip a little bit as they come off the start. Cameron coming through that first inside clip, doing a pretty wide line through there, and then comes in. Let's see what he can do on this outer. Not as outside as we would like him to be, but has a good substantial gap back to that Corvette. Does a great job on this last inner right in front of the judges. Transitions early as he comes under the trailer. A little bit of an inner clip towards the wall, but does finish out the course in a proper manner there. Not the most dialed lead run we have seen all day, but definitely not a 0 from Cameron in the lead. That Torco Oils and Fuels Corvette behind him, that was Justin behind him in that C6 Corvette. He was there, definitely not an inactive chase, but nothing to write home about as far as proximity there. Doing a good job transitioning behind him. Look at this, he really comes in narrow through here. Cameron was super shallow through there, not really giving him too much opportunity to suck up on the door in that last corner, but did complete the course, never straightened there from what I saw, so definitely not going to be a 0. Here we go as we see him take off from the line. Looks like that Corvette spinning tires off the line all the way up to our initiation here. Awesome to see this drone coverage. Here we go, coming through the first corner. Oh, big moment from the C6 Corvette. Cameron doing a good job to avoid a second wreck of the weekend. And look at that, he is skedaddling back over to the hot pits area. He said, I'm not even finishing that lap. I'm going to save my tires. I know he's got a pair or two of Kenda's left, so he's going to make him last. Unfortunately, Justin just getting out of hand on that entry, coming off track there. Valiant effort from both those drivers. Cameron and CJ Kobus, this is a battle to watch. CJ in the lead, Cameron in the chase. Both of them come through that first inner a little bit off from CJ, but not by a ton, and a textbook big angle on that outer. Comes out of that outer zone a little bit early. Does a great job on that inner. Cameron not super close to him as they both come through under the trailer, but Cameron still right there transitioning with him as well. CJ Kobus running away in that C6 trackside photography Corvette. Here we go, second half of this battle. Cameron is going to be leading CJ Kobus. Cameron with a good initiation, gets right out to angle. A lot of smoke coming off of that car. He is definitely turned up, but he is using that inner clip as an outer zone there, unfortunately causing CJ to straighten there in the chase. We did talk about this in the driver's meeting. I did have to clarify that if the lead driver is way offline, that is not a fault of the chase driver. But here we go, right back into it. CJ Kobus on that limiter, making sure he makes his presence felt at the side of Cameron. We're going to have to double check. I want to see how bad this bobble was from CJ right here as we go to this replay. Yeah, you can see big angle, way overshot that initiation, and then checks way up, comes back in. I definitely say the fault is on Cameron there, just for his line choice. But also definitely some fault there from CJ having to shut it down in that section. But very, very hard to navigate that when you're 3 or 4 cars off of that inner clip. We'll talk with the judges real quick and make sure we deliberate and get the right call made. Righty, after some deliberation, we're saying that Cameron Jones, unfortunately, too far off of that inner line or that inner clip there. So Kobus' mistake was caused by the lead driver. We are going to give Kobus the win there.